All right, y'all. We're up here. The one and only T-Cam Performance. Kevin Mullins, the guy that had a YouTube channel. What's up with that, bro? What's up with your YouTube channel?
All right. So I've been slacking for a little bit. I'm coming back, though.
You're back.
Matter of fact, before you leave, you're going to help me get my computer fired.
Yes, we are. Kevin texted me last night. He's like, hey, I can't log into the computer. I didn't see the text. Well, we're up here because we got some damaged parts and we got some fixed parts. Yep. So we have two MH7 HEMIs, one that we ran and set the world record IHRA for 3 minutes with.
John Doc 360 with a 0 that first session, and Callie with 360 with a 3. They were just a breath away from the 50s and looking for them right now.
Boy, hanging right with each other, door handle to door handle, 355 with an 8 as they continue on in this category. How about another brand new ET record?
355 with an 8 for John Doc. And Callie Mills right there with him, 356. A great side-by-side run.
And look at the lights, 026, 040. I mean, both of them absolutely on point. 210, 211, two great hot rods.
That's how you get it done right there. Putting on a clinic. John Doc taking it to the top. Callie Mills, number 3.
Just that close.
World record.
T-Cam's coming out with a new shirt. It's going to be badass. You guys got to go to the website and check it out. These heads were actually part of that. You guys have the whole entire engine up here.
Yeah.
Because we heard it.
Yep.
Pretty bad.
Not when you broke the record, but yeah.
After that, we had some electronics issues, and then they essentially led to the downfall of the engine. But the heads you guys pulled off, gonna really assemble a complete long block, drop in, ready to go, intake to pan, with the blower brackets on it and everything, just like we normally get from you. So you can set it right in. And we took the other motor and we went out there and we heard it, trying to alleviate some of these electronic issues, which I think we now have alleviated. But we stretched 2 valves.
Got a little part of it, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is part of it. Brand new motor. This thing was 100% fresh. It was badass, and it actually made more power than the other motor. This thing was kind of clapped, which we'll go over that in a second, right? But the new motor was tight, badass. It sounded snappier. I think I told you that. It really sounded badass. And tune-up wise, it was a little bit ahead of our other stuff, which is because it was making more power. So we got 1 and 3. Is this it? Right, 1 and 3. We got 1 and 3 hot, and it stretched the valve. What does that mean?
Well, so basically, getting hot in here, the big face of the valve gets hot, and the spring pressure, everything, and the cylinder pressure is pushing the valve and literally making it longer per se.
Yeah,
it's dishing this.
And how do you diagnose that? When you're at the track,
well,
what do you?
Thing you check lash. When you check lash, you're like, well, you guys are on it pretty good. So after each run, you check a lash, and when you realize, hey, I've lost lash here. Well, the lashes didn't. They lost because of the problem. They lost because we got hot here, and they didn't need to pull it apart and fix it.
Okay. If you neglect to do that and you just keep running it, what happens?
That valve will break, and it's going to destroy all kinds of
everything. So this is preventative maintenance. Like this, you have to be up on your shit. You have to be running valves. So it was a good find, but an unfortunate find because this thing was brand new. But this is like a good example of like, just because it's new doesn't mean you can't hurt it. You can hurt anything.
Exactly. Don't matter if God built this or TKM or John Doc. It don't matter who built it. When something happens, unfortunate things happen, and it gets hot and burn it up. I mean, just the way it is.
So we were coming off of an electronics issue. We made our first pass to 200 foot. Very short, 200 foot. When we pulled the plug out of number 1, it was so hot. I was like, oh my God, this is like, if we didn't like go not even less than half the track, we would have destroyed number 1. And that's what kind of stretched the valve a little bit. But that just goes to show like,
brand new in the car.
But we're riding this thing on the ragged edge. And when we had this electronics issue, I mean, it goes to show you that like, if you go and buy a brand new motor and you put it in, you can blow that sucker up. It doesn't matter how good it's built.
Oh, 100%.
That's just how it is.
Fueling, I mean, hell, we unfortunately get guys in here to say you scared of rods or hurt a bearing or whatever, like whoever built it. They bring you here, we fix the motor, or hell, any other shop could do it. Well, you fix the motor, you take it back to them, and they throw it back in their car, but they don't clean their oil lines good.
Yeah.
God forbid, they don't put oil in the damn thing. I mean, all we can do is what we can control here. You know, and unfortunately, when people get their stuff, in your case, you had some electronic issues, and now
That's why.
it's resolved.
That's why we went 200 foot. But just imagine if we just ripped it the whole way, we wouldn't have been racing for the rest of the weekend.
Oh no, I had to pull the motor out.
Yeah. So we were able to. We were good. We were able to run it and just have these two issues. Could you just slap 2 valves in it and be good to go? Probably. But we had the other set of heads up here, so you guys are going to go through this, make sure everything's good, replace these 2 valves, and just make sure everything's 100% and put these on the other motor. So luckily we have spares and you guys can get us right. But it is really awesome that you guys are an hour and a half, 2 hours away. You guys have all this stuff in stock.
Every bit of it. We try to keep everything for the MH6, MH7 in stock. If we don't, our friends at Proline, they'll have it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and then we'll get it and have it within a day or so. But we try to keep everything here. I mean, literally, we got a block here that was coming any day, but we keep everything in stock.
That's awesome. That's really valuable, because if we were racing this weekend, we're not worried. We know we can come up here and get parts. Not saying that we want to just keep blowing shit up, but we're running shit that hard.
Well, and I made a post on Facebook, just a bullshit post, and I had them heads. I had them heads on the table, and I'm like, record breaking Friday night on the welding table Tuesday night or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just true. I mean, when you run your stuff, everybody you're racing at that level is on the edge. You have to be to win.
Now listen, all the screw blower guys, they're all like, oh, we got to keep working on our shit. Listen, so do we. So do we. We're not just sitting there cooking, which we do sometimes, but we're here tearing our shit up too, trying to go as fast as we can. But we do know one thing, that the power's in the machine work.
Power's in the machine
That's Kevin's favorite line. So these suckers here, like I said, they were all fresh. They had really all 100% new hardware, everything. Like just really the casting was used. Hurt those 2. Everything is going to get a good clean bill of health before they go on the other motor. So when we get these heads back, they'll be attached to a long block, and that sucker will be 100% ready to go.
Ready to go in your car, just like the last.
Yeah, awesome. Well, shout out to TCAM Performance. We also have a billet LS build going on right now, which is badass because we're doing some R&D with some blower stuff, which I'm really excited. So it really is, because I'm not really a turbo guy anymore. I'm a blower guy. Are you a blower guy now?
I'm a turbo guy.
No, you're not.
I'm a turbo guy.
Are you?
I like turbos.
Listen.
But don't get me wrong, the blower definitely has an advantage.
It does. It
But
does.
the turbos are mean.
Yeah, we were talking about back splits. Those heads, or these heads, this motor, we went like 116.5 back split. 116.2. We're hunting that turbo range. But how fast have you been back splitting a turbo car? Really quick, just to explain what back split and what running to the middle means is, I don't know if I have a ticket here. I got receipts. I don't have a ticket. I've been fully on work mode over here. But you go, how fast you get to the 330 pretty much tells the tale of how you got the car running. That's going to the middle. Running up front, that's your 60 foot. So if we go like a 907, 238.9, that's pretty strong. It's a good 60 foot, 0.907. And going to the middle, anything in the 230s, 238, 239, that's getting after it. And then out the back split is pretty much a dictation of horsepower. That tells you how the tune-up is. That tells you how much horsepower you're making. The back split is your overall ET minus your 330 number. So you're really dissecting the time slip to kind of understand what's going on with this, the setup of the car, how it's 60 footing, and then how it runs to the middle is kind of like a combination of horsepower and how you run up front, and then your back split is just sheer horsepower, what you're making. And that's why like the turbo cars that make more horsepower, they back split a lot faster. So when we're talking about that, I just want to give you guys some understanding, so we're not just like saying stuff like way over your head, because it's not super normal terminology. A lot of people, they'll get a time slip and they'll look at it and they'll look at their ET in mile an hour. But when you really are trying to be as efficient as you can, you really need to break down every single increment and see where you can improve. So that's just some quick insight. We're going to do some more videos out at Nahana, out at Hook City, talking about, you know, kind of like how-tos and like hands-on learning and how to make your race program better. But enough of my rant. Please continue to enjoy this amazing time up at TCAM Performance.
114, I think.
That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. So everyone at home.
Would you go to the middle on that, on your...
I went, the fastest I've been to the middle was 238.
Yeah, I was 246, I think.
Yeah. So you're making it up on the big end.
Making it up.
For sure. Yeah, no, the blower stuff, it runs good to the middle. And the biggest thing for me, especially going on the small tire stuff, is the repeatability.
Consistent.
The consistency is huge. So,
the starting line's so much easier.
yeah.
It's easier to drag race, we'll say. I mean, hell, even more Mickey switch.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true. The Harts Charger stuff is badass. The Harts Turbo stuff is badass, but I think if you want to run up front and be consistent and win a lot of races, the Harts Charger is the way to go.
yeah, not just setting records or breaking records, it's winning races.
Yes. Yeah. Which we haven't done that yet, but
Oh, it's coming.
it's coming. It's coming. All right. Well, we got a fresh set of heads. We're going to put a couple rings in the motor and then bolt it back together and go to the IHRA race in Virginia. We're going to try to win that. And these suckers are at the spa, pretty much.
We'll have them ready really quick.
Awesome. All right, guys, go check out the TCAM Performance YouTube channel because they got some new shirts coming out. Kevin's got a badass car. Have you, shown the new car on the channel?
I ain't even showed the car on the channel.
Bro,
I'm terrible.
bro, you got to step it up. Kevin's got an MH6 Harts Charge Fox body. I'm not going to go into any more detail. You got to check out the TCAM YouTube channel to look at it. Now I twisted your arm. Now you have to make a video on it.
We're gonna do it.
All right. Dave,
You gotta help me get my computer fixed.
listen, I'll unlock your computer, but then the rest is on you. Dave, anything you want to add? Yeah, time to go win a race. I like that energy. You want to talk about our fishing charter?
Oh yeah. Well, we're actually not racing anymore. We're just fishing. So we're trying to get on the books.
Hit him with the slogan.
Come fish with the best masturbators in town.
Nice, dude. Nice.